Getting the developer and jury to listen and take action has been Sorene's biggest challenge, and she's not the only homeowner having these problems, as organisations like the Homeowners Alliance know all too well.
Unfortunately, we receive lots and lots of complaints to our website, and we help lots of members with difficulties with new build, with dealing with their developer and trying to put things right. People who buy new build, it's very often that they end up in a dispute with their developer or their builder. A lot of it is just sometimes issues that they're very slow to take care of, and it can be very distressing for them. People think they're under a false sense of security for buying a new build because they think it's like buying a new car, everything's completely new. You don't know the quality of the build. There'll be snagging, there will be issues as the house settles. But when you buy an existing building, you know exactly what you're getting. If it's been standing for 50 years, it's likely to stand longer. People do not understand what the warranty covers. The warranty is sold to the builder or sold to the developer as a package, and then it's passed on to the consumer when they buy their house. And there is no one there explaining to the consumer what the exclusions are and how limited the liability is. It's sold to people buying new builds saying, here's a warranty, here, it's fine, if anything goes wrong, come to us, we'll sort it out. That is not the case. It's an insurance product, and they are not very good at paying out. It's very difficult to get them to pay out. If there are structural issues after year 2 to 10, then you can go to the warranty. But for the first 2 years, you must go to the developer. We would suggest that you diarise that 2-year mark and make sure you get your issues in before that time.
And that's just what Sorene's done. But developer Paul Auger hasn't fixed a thing, and he's been hard to track down. I haven't managed to speak to him yet. But he has been in touch with the office to reveal that according to his surveyor, the leak is most probably caused by condensation. Now that I find hard to believe. But without the real building know-how, how do you trust what you're being told? Barry Cross has some advice for homeowners.
You might want to get a surveyor in, a fenestration surveyor or a chartered building surveyor, to come and have a look at the structure, inspect it, find out what defects exist and provide you with a report. That will cost you money. But if those defects are the responsibility of the company, not only should they put the matter right or pay you to put the matter right, they should also cover the cost of the surveyor.
I think I need some evidence that is really going to make them sit up and take notice, and I know just the man to provide it. Building surveyor Don Wadsworth has 25 years experience and has carried out over 1,000 reports in building disputes. Once in the roof space, Don can see why condensation might be a problem.
So you see the metal roof covering?
Yeah, the white corrugated metal.
What the builder has to do is to stop the warm air getting into that metal. That's why we put this in.
Okay.
And this has got to be a tight fit. So that's perfect. The gap up there, see? You want no gaps, you don't want this. You don't want this, because the metal's there now, see?
Oh yeah, you can see the metal again.
Now, warm air goes up, meets that cold metal in winter, and condenses. Yeah. Even if that metal is insulated, which it isn't, but even if it was insulated, it's still cold on the bottom. You're still going to get that cold striking through.
Yeah.
And you get the dew point, you get condensation, and it can drip like a tap sometimes.
But he's not convinced it's the true cause of the leak.
All surveyors are taught to follow the trail, a bit like a detective, find the evidence. When no water's entering the property above that door casing in the next room, so logically, take this insulation out, climb over there, and you can actually see where the water's getting in. There we are, see? It's completely wrong, that. The valley bore's done incorrectly.
Don's right. His years of expertise meant he figured this one out quite quickly. The place where two roofs meet, the valley as it's known, hasn't been made watertight, and rainwater is soaking through into the beam below.
The valley, basically, you've got the two pieces of valley roofing coming in, which we know are metal. You'll have a gap normal like this for the water to run down. And up from there, underneath the edges of the metal of the roof, you have a valley board. Nowadays, it's a proprietary plastic system, about this big, and it stands up either side. So if any water splashes back, it's collected by this and it's decanted out again. We haven't got those. This roof's not got them. It's got a bit of plastic underfelt under there. It's not been put in properly. It's rocked up, it's rolled back. So any water that penetrates the roof of the valley, which can happen, it's just decanting straight back into that part there. So it's running from there first, it's running down here, then the first thing it hits, unfortunately, is this purlin. It's like filling up blotting paper. But then once it starts to show and starts to run, it just tops up every time it rains. So it never stops after that. So I would imagine within a month or two of the property being finished, certainly the first winter, that would have been showing, and probably been showing ever since. To correct this defect now, it means taking part of the roof off. They've either got to take one half off or the other half off, and then they can put the correct trace system in. And without those, it will just keep on leaking, and it'll only get worse.
Wow, some serious problems identified by Don, but it's not all Soreen has to consider.
The issue you've got to be concerned with is the saleability of the property and the diminution in value. This defect could lead to either one or both of those things. So if you put this property on the market now, you would have to sell it at a cheaper price because of that defect, because the defect needs to be repaired. The fact that it's an attic room is quite irrelevant. It's a building defect and needs to be rectified. How they can inspect the roof without pulling insulation off like I've done and looking into the void itself where the leaks are emanating from, I don't understand, because I could do it in a matter of minutes, and I found the leak and I found the valley was wrong. So that's what they should have done.
It looks like we found out what's wrong with Soreen's roof. So what are the developer and jury going to do about it?